Beautiful day today as we welcome you back inside of Hilloran in Tucson, Arizona. Sun splash day. There is not a cloud in the sky. Temperature is incredibly mild. You don't really need to chase the shade if you just put a touch of sunscreen on. And for these athletes, it's a perfect day to play softball. Talk about what Parker's done in this series as we take a peek on down at Alyssa Parker, the DP today. They're looking for Elana Agbayani to get hot. It's Pickering, Parker, Ella. Amazing yesterday. It's Kendall Wells, Gabby Garcia, McEnroe, Morenas, and then Abby Dayton at the bottom. That's the starting lineup for the Oklahoma Sooners, off to a 2-1 start this season. Outside of last year, this was the team that won it every year for 4 consecutive years. And so they're looking to get back. First 2 games of this series, those are pretty daunting numbers.
Yeah, those are video game numbers, actually. You think about what they did last night and then started on Friday. This game was very lopsided early. They hit 4 home runs in the first 2 innings, and things were looking a little bit one-sided. Of course, Arizona was able to have that heroic comeback, but 7 home runs yesterday, just wow.
Jalen Adams will get the call, who in her debut pitching for the Arizona Wildcats threw a no-hitter against Southern Utah. She comes to town from Iowa, where she did good things for a long time. 25-6 a season ago, a 2.18 ERA. How does she get outs when she's right?
And she's gonna get her outs in the air, spins a lot of upspin, curve to both sides, will also kind of break a rise ball off of her curve. The key for me with Jalen is her changeup. She threw it a lot on Friday. It wasn't good at times. Sometimes it was missing pretty big, but she stayed with it, and it was with her in the 6th and 7th inning, 4 strikes. So that was the key for me, making sure that she has that off-speed pitch to kind of counter her hard stuff.
Kind of a gutsy thing she did last night when things got sideways, and I mean really sideways. It appeared as if, and I mean this respectfully, it was difficult to get outs. There was so much confidence for OU, and she came and got the last out. Knowing she was starting today, that's a karma thing, isn't it?
Yeah, and it was just a good teammate, right? You see maybe your teammates out there struggling a little bit. It's like, hey, coach, I know this wasn't the game plan, but let me help them out a little bit. It was just a huge veteran senior move.
Good shot of Addie Duke out there in left field. Caitlin Lowe, Hall of Fame player, Hall of Fame coach in the other dugout. This series has been spectacular to this point. Those that got together to schedule it, we doff our cap to them. That was an incredible job to put these 2 teams together, as Patty is fashionably late to that third base coach's box, and that is strike 1. Cassidy Pickering, opening the year, 5 of 11, couple of home runs with a walk, so she's been on base 6 times already to start the season. She'll get after it aggressive, and it's shown in the swing and miss already. She has picked up those 5 hits, but she struck out 4 times already. Unafraid to do damage and attack it as that one runs away.
We got to see her drop a drag bunt as well last night. A hitter that is known for her home run power. The Arizona defense shifted over a little bit. Everyone kind of going to their left, our right.
Just over the outside, but off the plate, 3-1 the count. A season ago, Pickering, 17 home runs and struck out very rarely. 31 in the K column, 51 walks last year. As that one dots the outside corner. Good arm side run to that pitch. She's thrown several of those.
And a lot of backdoor curve action, starting it away from the left-handed hitters, breaking it back towards the plate. And then that pitch right there, it's going to look and tunnel just like her back door, but you can kind of cut it up a little bit, get that rise ball run.
Am I allowed to order a 3-2 changeup this early in the game?
I would love it. I just don't know if she's got that confidence in that pitch just yet.
Got it. Moves that back leg up. Spoils the pitch away. They always talk about, you knew in the circle when this happened. Great hitters will always talk about, it's the pitch that I spoiled that got me to picking up the hit. Now, we'll forget about that if she gets a double right now. But it's spoiling that last moment making that decision.
I think Jalen in the circle is very comfortable to going to the same pitch over and over again. Tried it.
Changeup.
Yeah.
A changeup. As you said, maybe without the conviction that she wanted to have. It was interesting. After game 1, it was exciting to see what could and would happen in game 2, and I think Ella Parker really set the tone. With a ball that maybe got 10 feet high and went over the wall like it was shot out of a cannon, you could just feel an exhale from the Sooners right away.
Yeah, the last thing that you want to be doing is giving free passes to Ella Parker, set the table.
2-0 the count. Discipline in the box. Parker a season ago, 15 home runs. Again, walked more than she struck out. Sneaky good base runner. Stole a bag last night. She's got 10 stolen bases last year without being caught. And here's her day yesterday.
I talked about it in the open, but just see her go down to get that. She's what you call a bad ball hitter. She has an expanded zone because she has so much power that she can hit a ball down, a ball off, see things deep. Great opposite field power.
Slightly open stance. Stands right in the middle of the batter's box and on 2-1. Good aggressive swing, but right back to the screen it goes. She saw it well. 2-2 the count. Adams having to work. 12 pitches already. Runner on first. Looking for that first out. Flip to left field. Just shy of the track. Took her power away that time. 1 out.
Yeah, great pitch. Still a great swing with 2 strikes here from Parker. Just a little bit underneath it. You could see that spin. Got on top of her bat.
Addison Duke out there in left field. Kendall Wells. Talented freshman catcher. Likes what she sees, goes after the first pitch. It's a mile high to center field. Reagan Shockey camps under it. Wells, the catcher, great freshman start, 3 of her first 10 with the home run and a couple of RBIs. Is the second out of the inning.
I like the idea, especially with this being the game 3 of this series. There's not going to be any secrets about what Jalen Adams is throwing. So if you have the confidence to go up there and take a hack first pitch, maybe cheat a little bit, I like it.
0-1 the count on Gabby Garcia. Another one. Big day yesterday. Big way to start the year. 3 of 10, a pair of home runs. 3 strikeouts. On her resume as well, as that one zips away. So going to the pitches, let's get geeky a little bit and dive in. No screwballs or a few screwballs. Is that a backdoor curve on that arm side?
Yeah, everything that's on the arm side will most likely be a backdoor curve from
Got it.
Adams. She has the ability to go down with a drop.
And she is a ground ball pitcher when she's on. Down to her knees inside the circle. There's 0 number 1. And after last night, that's saying something. Pressure, Shockey, Trice, Stewart, Jenkins, all on base percentages to open the year over 500. Then at the bottom, Addison Duke, a 700 on base percentage. So that's where the pressure comes from in this lineup. Of course, Beal has a grand slam on her resume. You can see what Jenkins has done in this series. There's the lineup. Their foe is Kirsten Deal, 2-time national champion, the veteran, won 10 games a season ago. Fought her way into the weekend rotation during her sophomore year. Tell us about how she gets outs.
A sweeping curve to both sides, and pay attention to the left-handed hitters for Arizona. We were talking about how Jalen Adams is working her arm side. Well, Kirsten Deal will work the other side with that curveball, trying to run it away from the left-handed hitters for Arizona.
Southpaw from East Forsyth High School in Kernersville, North Carolina, before finding her way to campus. There's the curveball that Kenzie was talking about. Tony and Michelle, her parents. Mom played college softball. Mom played basketball as well. She's got her hands full with this one, though. Reagan Shockey. That split grip, holds the bat high. Incredible speed as she rolls it out to third, but they have her defense perfectly. Nakamura Morenas played it on a hop, zipped it on a cross, 1 out. Wildcat fans have gotten to know Serenity Trice. Kirsten Deal gonna get to know her too. Yeah, heavily decorated. It's for all these athletes. They've done so much in the classroom. They've done so much on the softball diamond in the community. Trice on the other side, no different after coming over from Iowa State. What a strong resume, a San Diego native, brought it from Cathedral Catholic High School. And then at Iowa State, they couldn't get her out. Lined into left field, great approach, but again, defense matters, positioning matters. That's Abby Dayton, 2 outs.
It's one of those things, if you're dealing the circle and that's your bread and butter, that curve to the lefties, you see and you're talking to your defense, especially to your right side, that left side of the infield and the outfield, I'm going to feed you. Here it comes.
Kind of in the same vein that when she gets going right, Adams looks at all her infielders and says, get ready. It's coming on the ground. Sid Stewart takes up and out over the plate. Another great start for the All-American. On-base percentage of .500. She's got a couple of hits, but she's got 5 walks. She's been on base 7 times to open the year. Perfect pitch, 1-1 the count. So much fun to watch a hitter, tall, strong, use her leverage. In other words, if it's knees down to the shoelaces, as Kenzie is educated, look out. So you go to that spot, but just off the plate. That's how you attempt to hit her.
Well, I also like that she's showing something inside. I think that's so important. If you're facing a power hitter, you want to make sure you establish at least something on the inner half if you're going to work away. Open your zone up a little bit.
That one got it. Looked like you got the back elbow.
Yeah.
There's the risk, right, in working in.
And it's one of those things as a pitcher, when you know the power that Stewart has, you tell yourself, if I miss, I'm missing. And well, if you're going into a right-handed hitter as a lefty, don't have a ton of space.
Grace Jenkins, after tearing apart the Big East for a handful of years, she comes to the desert in Tucson, and she's liked it a lot so far. Been that combination of patience. There have been damage hits as well. She's got a double, she's got a homer, but she too, like Sydney ahead of her, she's got 3 hits, but she's got 4 walks to open the year. All right, so let's see, 1, 2, 3, game 4 that you've seen this team play. And Jenkins has been in every day. What are you starting to see in her? What do you like about her approach?
Well, she's just been very patient. I think we were talking about how many times Sydney Stewart has been on base, not because she's hit the ball, but because she's either walked or gotten hit. And so a lot of times when you're the hitter that follows that, you can be a little bit over anxious, knowing that maybe the pitcher's going to come to you. And you can tell that Jenkins is a veteran. She's a senior. Mindset doesn't change. Very, very patient. And you've been seeing kind of the strategy from Oklahoma, and we also saw it from Southern Utah back on Thursday, that these are the 2 hitters that just stand out so big in this lineup for Arizona. Their accolades, the statistics, and as a pitcher, you're thinking about that. You're knowing the scouting report. You're saying, those 2, let's be careful. And then maybe let the rest of the team beat you.
The great pitchers can pitch out of the zone and then find their way back in. But it's not always that easy. Kirsten Deal, a veteran, a heavily decorated veteran, but now she's got to pitch her way back into the zone. She does just that, 0-1 to the gifted shortstop, who knocked this ballpark in this city on its ear in the opener with a grand slam decisive home run, part of a big comeback. Shot, base hit right field. They're going to send Stewart. Here's the throw to the plate. The tag is waiting in time for the out. Ella Parker, who was massive last night with a bat in her hands, flexes the arm here in the first. Make it a make-a-perfect throw. And when you make the make-a-perfect throw, and they do so, oh boy, that feels good. Hillenbrand Stadium. Opened in 1993. Newer additions have been added. This team in this ballpark has won 882 games all time and lost just 139 times. Kind of crazy. Allie McEnroe-Morenas. First start to the year has been kind of crazy, and they love it. Sooners fans traveled well. They've helped fill this ballpark more on the first base side behind that dugout. Kudos to a great atmosphere visitors have created, as that's popped foul. So let's, if you don't mind, we talked about this in the break. Jalen Adams, really stubborn that first inning. Like, I'm not going to give in. I'm going to live on the fringes. But to live on the fringes, you got to come in the strike zone on occasion, right?
Yeah, and she is knowing that it's kind of like the no secret approach, right? You know what I'm throwing, I know what I'm throwing, and I'm going to spin it, and I'm going to tunnel two different looks on the same side of the plate. That's that backdoor curve and the rise ball right there. And so as a hitter, you're knowing it's coming inside. If you're Nellie Mack, you just have to make sure you're seeing it down, picking your zone. Don't chase anything out of the plate. Don't chase anything that's a little bit more in towards your hands.
Into left center field, toward the alley it goes. Great first step. Shockey plays on a hop, an aggressive turn. Well played by the Arizona Wildcats center fielder. Of course, tip of the cap. Great at bat by McEnroe-Morenas.
Yeah, it gets jammed here, but enough. And this is a great approach, like we were just talking about, knowing that it's coming inside. I just got to beat it, get on top. And then let's watch Reagan Shockey. This was incredible. Doesn't let the ball get to the warning track, runs it down and throws it all the way to second base to keep McEnroe-Morenas at first base.
Kai Minor got her out of the box, dropped down a bunt. They'll send the runner back to first base. One away.
Drag bunt here. The ball, I think, hit the bat. And if the bat is out of the box, then yeah, that's probably going to be an out. It's just a tough angle for us to see at center field.
Interesting, Patty Gasso calling Kai Minor over. I'm curious why that would be. She was ruled out.
If the ball is hitting the bat and it's behind home plate, that's one thing. But if it's out in fair territory here, then that will be an out. So it's where the bat will be a little bit out. Yeah.
If you hang with this shot right there, there's the call. He pointed at the bat and makes the call of out. Now the umpires will talk it over. It's Bartling, it's Smokey Eads. We love Smokey. It's Brett Higgins. And they're going to take another look at it.
My guess is they're just going to take a look at where it was, where the ball was when it hit the bat. Because it's no doubt if the ball hits the bat and the bat's in the air, that's an out. It's just, is it in fair territory or is it foul territory?
And that was the... See that head coach in the dugout, that was the ultimate pressure machine player. Putting all kinds of pressure like you saw Minor try throughout her entire career, every year an All-American. I talked about it earlier, what makes this matchup fun. A head coach in the dugout who's building a wonderful head coaching career. Let's see this once more.
And it's also going to be about where she is in the box. If she is still in the box, then the ball is dead and it will be a foul ball. But if she's out of the box and that happens, then she should be out. So that could also be what they're looking at, is Kai Minor out of the box right there.
What you see? It's close.
I kind of am leaning that she's in the box because when she lands out of the box, the ball was already hit by the bat.
Think about Caitlin, what makes it fun. Hall of Fame player, right, who has had a great long-time associate head coach, assistant coaching career, building a wonderful head coaching career. And then on the other side, you have a Hall of Fame coach. I just love the kind of matchup that we've had with these two coaches this weekend. Both at different places in their journey, obviously. See if we can access the DV Sport.
Oh, this is new this year. And when the bat hit the ball, it looked like it was out of her hands. That's also something to keep in mind. So that look, maybe bat's out of her hands when it hits the ball. That could be an out.
She's close to being out of the box,
Yep.
but the left foot still hovering.
That angle right there, I'm going to go out.
Okay.
That's a great angle. You can see the foot is out, the contact was just made, the bat is out of her hands. Like, those are all the little things that they're going to check. If the bat is still in her hands, if she is still in the box and that double hit happens, then it's just a foul ball.
See what acting crew chief Smokey has to say today.
After further review, it is interference on the batter out of the box with contact.
Okay, so the call stands.
Oklahoma's first challenge of the game.
And I think it was the angle, and I love the partnership with DV Sports in-house. I'm seeing that at other venues too. It's great to see what they're seeing. That was it for you.
That was my first time getting to see what the umpires, are looking at down there in the video room. Typically, years past, we would just have the broadcast angles. That's new this year. It was a new rule to allow the broadcast to pull those extra angles, and it shows that whatever angle you have, could be the difference, and that one angle was the difference.
So Alyssa Parker, who has opened this year 3 of 6, couple of home runs, couple of walks as well, been on base 5 times. 1 out in the inning. Put out goes to the catcher in that situation. In Sydney Stewart. 2-0 the count. Reviews. Taking a look at a play again. Not always great for a pitcher. See if Adams bounces back into that focus zone. Stubborn up and in. 3-0 the count.
Yeah, you can't throw pitches during the delay, but I mean, you pitch, it's a rhythm thing. You kind of lose your mojo a little bit. Gotta find it back.
Inside and off the plate. A 4-pitch walk to Alyssa Parker. Parker at first, great glove work so far in her time. Playing second base, highly thought of Coach Patty Gasso. It's Elana Agbayani. Agbayani, 1 hit, 6 at bats, a couple of walks, been on base 3 times to open the year as she takes up and away. 1-0 the count. 375 on base. Two and 0 the count. That's 6 in a row since the replay, since the appeal. Trice comes in, couple of words of encouragement. You look at the Arizona defense, they're tight in the corners, 3-4 steps ahead of the bag. And on 2-0. Perfect pitch, wraps it around the outside corner, 2-1.
And you're just gonna go right back to that spot with the runner at second base, left-handed hitter up. This is your bread and butter, that backdoor curve. Feed the left side of your infield, see if they can get that force out at third base.
Are you ready on the ground for sure? Paints it, same spot, 2-2 the count. Crowd starts to come alive a bit.
And again. Same spot.
Thought about it and didn't offer upon appeal. Good pitch.
Great take, yep. You could see her saying, nope, nope, nope. Don't call it. I didn't break. Backdoor curve.
3-2, that is ball 4. What a gutsy at bat that turned out to be. She had her on the ropes in that at bat. She dug right out of it. Agbayani.
And that's one that Jalen Adams is going to want back. Agbayani's been a little bit quiet in this series. You have a situation where you just want to pitch to contact right there. You're not trying to do too much. See if she can feed Jenna Sniffen at third base, feed Taylor Beal. Pitches just got away from her.
Stewart out there to encourage, talking to her defense as well. Bartling heads out. Bartling, I should say, it says, let's break it up and let's go. Patty drawing a smile out there. McEnroe Morenas. Bases full. Abby Dayton. Infield in, looking to cut that run down at the plate. High strike, 0-1. One of 6 to open the year. 3 walks though, so she's been on a ton. Nice job by Sydney keeping it with her.
Down in the dirt. Gotta keep it in front.
1 away. Up. 2-1 the count. Something that Adams did so well last year was had a high left on base percentage. 75% of all who reached base against her when pitching for Iowa stayed out there on base, didn't score. It's even higher. 9 out of 10 to open things this year. She's really leaning on that pressure now. That one's popped foul. But it does say something, and you know, each year she is that kind of pitcher that's going to deal with traffic. And what do you do with that traffic?
When you think about on Friday, Oklahoma had 9 runners left on base. It was tense moment after tense moment for Adams in the circle.
The 2-2. Lifted left field, well struck, ranging back over the shoulder play by Addison Duke. That's a sac fly and an RBI. And the walk, a couple of them comes back to roost. Give Dayton credit though.
Yeah, executing here. Addison Duke was playing pretty shallow, but even if she's playing deep, this is gonna score McEnroe Morenas very easily. And then here comes the top of the lineup.
Well, this is exactly what you wanted if you're OU. Second time seeing her for the multiple time through the order. If you're to include the weekend as a whole, Cassidy walked back in the first inning. All-American first baseman. See the kind of strength that Pickering has developed since coming to OU. Patty Gasso talking about as hard as they work in high school and in travel ball and with trainers, when they get here, they're not nearly where they are once they leave here. As that one's back to the screen, she tells a story about being away from moms and dads for a while and then having parents say, oh my gosh, look at the strength you've developed. Stronger legs, noticing, like parents noticing, and this is a great example of it. Pickering just putting on strength and doing more and more damage as she ages as a player. This her junior year. Good take.
Yeah, it's no secret, you know, if you're stronger as an athlete, you're going to have better bat speed, going to hit the ball further, hit it harder. Batting average will go up.
Spoils a pitch, long run. No chance to get there from Addison Duke. This looks like she wears a permanent smile out there. Having fun. Nothing more fun that advertises your game than seeing an elite player smiling all the time when they're playing. She'd love another shot at one out there in left field. The 2-2. They're going that way, down the line. Well, they're just picking at Jalen, aren't they?
Yeah, showing a changeup there, Adams was to Pickering. Got to have that off speed, 2-2 count. going to elevate that next curveball or rise ball, whatever you're choosing to throw. It's going to make it look that much harder.
There's the rise ball.
Great take.
Can't take it any further. Runners will get a start. Off they go. Popped up. Beal called off by Shockey. Reagan puts it away in shallow left center field. Couple of walks in the inning, a single as well. Cats fans get it done. Tucson, no matter the sport. Been seeing that for a generation coming down here. Back to work, Kirsten Beal. She's got a run to play with. And Anissa Wild is her foe. Oh for 3 to open the year. So going back to the first, you and I talked about this. Every at-bat was a good at-bat for Arizona.
Yeah, you're right.
Positioned properly defensively, a couple of nice plays because of defensive positioning. Everyone making good passes at the softball, patient at-bats. Not stretching it, I don't think.
Yeah, you want to, you know, take those quality at-bats and take them into the dugout and talk about it, but there's not a lot of time to wait, right? Quality at-bats, yes, but we need to try and make something happen. And of course, Oklahoma is saying the same thing. We have got to make something happen. This is game 3. We don't have secrets. We know what each other is pitching, and we know what the scouting report is. And of course, this is a different feel to the last couple of games that we had. We had the shootout on Friday and then just complete dominance yesterday. So I love the fact that it's kind of backwards. Like, this is kind of what maybe a Friday game would feel like. It just feels a little slower, small adjustments. A sac fly scores the first run. We're talking about quality at bats being good things. You just never know, especially it's opening weekend.
3-2. You know what that is?
That's a QAB.
Yes, it is. Hey, by the way, to your point where you need to make things happen, I understand the urgency, and that's, I think, why they sent the runner. I mean, make them make a perfect flow. A big gamble, gutsy, you bet. I mean, really was. But, right? I mean.
Yeah. I mean, just the send to Stewart, I feel like that ball was hit too well. That, of course, we're up here not coaching and not down there at the field at all, but that ball was just smoked. And typically when a ball is smoked like that, it's going to be a quick relay in, and it was.
Molly Daly, the freshman, this is a wonderful opportunity for her early in the game. She's gotten some calls later in games to use those wheels, but she hits first as really important.
Well, Arizona had 2 free passes in that first inning. Didn't have anything to show for it, so you get another gift, especially the leadoff free pass. And this is where I'm talking about a team you want to find a way to execute right now.
Zina Talataina takes in, but on the corner. That curveball nipped the black. 0 for 7 to begin her collegiate career, looking for that first hit. Decorated player all through high school and travel ball. That got her. Well, she did not budge. Those spikes sinking into the legs to hit. She did not spin out of the way at all.
Well, not even through 2 innings here, and that's now 4 free passes, 2 walks, 2 hit by pitches.
You know what that was, by the way? Quality at bat.
The quality at bat. You're right. It does go down in the scouting chart, or the coaching scouting chart as a QAB.
Yeah, fun. You've been digging up some great pictures and connecting athletes, and we're going to share some on this Sunday show. I'm excited to do that. A bunch of them.
There's a ton of connections with these 2 teams. Jenna Sniffen from Hawaii. And how about this high school team? So on the right, on the picture on the left, that's Jenna Sniffen, and then behind her at shortstop is Nellie McEnroe-Moranis, the 3rd baseman for Oklahoma. And on the right side, Ailana Agbayani, also from Hawaii. And talking to Jenna about playing with Nellie and playing with Ailana. So Jenna and Nelly played together. I mean, can you just imagine the left side of that infield? Just absolutely ridiculous. And then she played against Ilana a lot. And so because you play against each other, you're from Hawaii, you know, you just kind of naturally become friends and become close. And there's so much pride in everyone playing from Hawaii and now playing at the P4 level. But just ridiculous talent coming from the state of Hawaii. Also, Kez Lucas from Arizona, the true freshman from Hawaii. It's very cool.
1-1 the count. Sniffing showing bunt both pitches. The count is even at 1-1. She shows it again. That one skips away. Runners will move up. Second and third. That one really handcuffed Wells. Not sure if she called for something different.
Yeah, curveball, and you could see the positioning of her glove. Thumb was down, so a little bit late turning that glove over to catch it on the inside half.
That's a pass ball, 2-1. Little roller just spoiled a pitch. Hitter's count, didn't put a hitter's pass on it. By the way, Escobar, Kiki's out there running, so you've got Daly and Escobar. Daly's in third, Escobar's in second. Wild reaching on a walk. Talataina hit by a pitch. 2-2 the count. We'll do it again. Sniffin 2 of 10 to open the season. A homer on the resume from a couple of days ago against Southern Utah. The 2-2. Putting in a bat on her.
Going away here. Backdoor curve. That ball is way out, and Sniffin was able to just get a piece, get rid of it.
Deal on 2-2 is high. 3-2 the count. Freshman year last year for the Hawaii native, had 7 home runs, slugged an even 500 with a big exhale as she digs back in. (3-2). Making her work.
We haven't seen an off speed in this at bat. We really haven't seen anything in tight, except for the one pass ball. 9th pitch incoming. This is quite the battle.
The 3-2. That's ball 4. Walk, hit batter, walk. Nobody out. Bases full. And this is the part of the order where you put one of your better hitters in that 9 spot to flip the lineup. And it's conversation time, understandably so. A little bit of pressure on right now.
Yeah, for Kirsten Deal in the circle, 31 total pitches, only 14 of those strikes, and you typically want to have your strikes be like almost a 2/3 situation, and she's not even at half. So a lot of balls trying to find the zone. And Carly Keeney talked about this on Friday a little bit, but the interim pitching coach right now for Oklahoma, in the absence of pitching coach Jen Rocha, who is not with the team at the moment, dealing with a health matter. And she's stepped in at a late moment's notice and has been calling the pitches, working with a pitching staff that is, you know, small on experience in terms of having that workhorse like they did a season ago with Sam Landry, just an absolute veteran. This is a pitch by committee type of staff. There's a lot of youth that I think has a ton of talent for sure, but definitely needing someone that knows the system, knows what it feels like to be an Oklahoma pitcher. Keeney, of course, was an alum and has stepped in and done a nice job so far.
0-1 the count. Extended zone, just a touch to run it there. Into the dirt it goes. Nice job. She used her shoulder that time, did Wells. Didn't get too far away. Big block there with the runner on third.
Yeah, so not only do you have an interim pitching coach, but you have a true freshman behind the plate. Like, that's a lot of newness. Kirsten Deal is that veteran, is that senior. He's kind of been that role player type of pitcher for Oklahoma the last couple of seasons.
Good take on a curveball that dives down and away. Addison has really opened the year with big impact. 4 for 7 with a homer, or check that with an RBI, I should say. 3 walks, been on base 7 times. 3-1. Duke transferring in from Ole Miss, where she hit .353 in limited time last year. 3-1 outside. That's a run. A bases loaded walk. There has not been a base hit in this inning.
And if you're the hitter that see 3 free passes in front of you, do you think that you're going to be aggressive? No, I'm going to be very patient. All of the pressure is going to be on that pitcher in the circle. I'm going to force you to throw me some strikes. Nothing was ever inside, so you're looking outside. You're being very, very picky at what you swing at. And that is a great at-bat by a young sophomore, transfer from Ole Miss in the heat of the moment. And yeah, I think for Oklahoma, you have to make a pitching change here.
Well, the change is to Audrey Lowry. Lowry working last night, 3 1/3. Couple of strikeouts. Pitched really, really well in last night's game. Once they established all the runs, it was Lowry that got the zeros early to shut down Arizona. It's another chance for Lowry with the bases loaded and nobody out in the second inning. Cactus Jack, that's one of her nicknames. In a land of cactuses, she was quite comfortable last night. This is a big, big situation for the sophomore who helped out with 43 innings a season ago and a 3.09 ERA. Stuff-wise, what did we learn last night?
Well, she paints the corner so well, spins it up, but also has such pinpoint location down in the zone, even though her curveball kind of has a little bit of upspin. And, you know, limited what we've seen from Oklahoma. It's only 1 week in here, opening weekend, but I think she has ace stuff for the Sooners this season.
Heavy as it dives low below Shockey's knees. She takes a good long look out to the circle. She gets ready, 1-0 the count. Reagan grounded out to third back in the first inning. Giddy up. Really zipped in there over the black, 1-1 the count.
That's good velo, curve to both sides of the plate. And the key with Lowry is her off speed. Her off speed is just so filthy. Tunnels it off of her curve. There's an off speed curve. It's so deceptive.
Rolls it out toward third. They fire it home. Big play there. That's twice Macklemore Morenas has been in the perfect spot to make sure she makes the key play against Shockey.
Yeah, right to her. Get that force out. Shockey, too much speed, but that's a great job by Lowry. Not trying to do too much in the moment. Bases are loaded. Feed your defense. Let's throw it outside to a slap hitter and get an out.
Serenity Trice, fly to left field. Again, well-defensed play. They were playing in a couple of steps. She took a shot at the opposite field. This time she pounds it off the dirt. Underhand flip, out number 2. Nelly on the spot doing a great job defensively. Those are huge, huge outs.
Now batting the catcher, number 21.
Just a great job by Audrey to come in and throw strikes. It sounds so easy and simple, but bases are loaded. You know that you're watching your teammate struggle to find the zone, and so you're called in and say, hey, bases are loaded top of the lineup. We need you to pound some strikes and get some outs. And just quick work.
Sydney Stewart. Hit by a pitch, first time up. Perfect pitch, wraps around the outside corner. A 20 home run season 1 year ago. An All-American hitter. She pokes that one to right, it hugs the line, down it goes. And into the corner. One cat scores, another come on down. Stumbling toward the plate, can she get there? She does. And Sydney Stewart empties the bases with an opposite field triple.
Well, a little bit of a missed spot by Lowry. Looked like it was supposed to be a curveball on the inner half. It kind of leaks over the outer half, and Stewart, we were talking about how tall she is, 6'1", has great leverage, just throws her bat a ton of space down the line. Lucky bounce for Arizona. It's fair and it's off to the races. Was a little bit of an adventure for Serenity Trice, and she stumbles, comes up, sees that the ball got thrown away a little bit on that relay in from Ella Parker out in right field, and the bases are cleared.
4-1, Arizona leads it. That had to be an empty feeling for Serenity. You look up and it's almost like you're playing tag when you're a kid and you're trying to get to the home base. Your teammates, let's go, you can still get here.
No, it's literally why you practice agility drills all the time, for just moments like that. You just don't know what's gonna happen in our sport. Of course, she's incredibly fast, so she can rebound so quickly. I would have still been laying down, but that's fine.
Grace Jenkins now. Grace walked back in the first inning. Arizona leads it 4-1. This has well, it's simple. This has a settle in. This is going to be a heck of a game kind of feel.
No doubt. And if you're in the Arizona dugout, I think that dugout would have been sick if they would have come out of this inning with only one run. I mean, you don't get a gift of 4 free passes against a team like Oklahoma ever. You have to find a way to capitalize, and they got the one, and then 2 outs quickly from Lowry, who comes in on relief. You can kind of feel it like, all right, this is a big at-bat here from Stewart.
The great hitters don't just hit home runs, they hunt RBIs. They realize when the opportunity is there. As that one's bounced, Dagbayani playing it back into the right field grass, but she fires in time for the out to get Grace Jenkins. There was only 1 hit in the inning, and it was a massive one. To the game, the wisdom, the maturity, it was just oozing through that interview. She's talking about that concept that Patty Gasso talks about, and that's culture gets trumped by connectivity, because connectivity creates a culture. And who you are on the field, that may be one thing, but Gasso makes it clear, those athletes in the locker room, that's their space. That's where they build the culture. That's where connectivity matters, and that's what Parker was talking about.
Yeah, talking about player-led teams, of course, it all starts with the head coach, but
got her on an in-between swing. Nice job by the Gold Glover, Taylor Beal.
it's all about your senior leadership. It's all about your veteran leadership. Taylor Beal, one of those senior leaders for Arizona. We talked to Caitlin Lowe yesterday about her senior leader. And it's just the little things. It's not what you're doing with the bat and the ball. It's, you know, how you're setting the standard for what you want your program to be once you leave.
Kendall Wells. She's had to work back behind the plate, as she did Friday night. Ton of pitches, blocking some key pitches. I don't know if I've shared with you before in the past, but Taylor Beal is my favorite player, so I don't know if I've shared that with you.
I have heard it. I have heard it, yeah.
Just wanted to make sure you knew that. It was interesting. Adams, I think, could have thrown her glove up even as it eased over her head and attempt to make the play, but she opted to let her shortstop make the play.
And you practice that in practice, because the worst feeling as a pitcher is when you tip a ball and you know that your second baseman or your shortstop were right behind you and could have fielded it.
Beal, one step in foul territory. Out number 2.
Well, still one more big out to go, but What a first 2 outs here from Adams. After your team gives you that 4 spot, you come back out and you have to face Ella Parker, Kendall Wells, now Gabby Garcia.
Well, in this case, too, it's all about momentum. As you said, you've been there a million times where you feel your team getting confident, gaining that feel. And the last thing you want to do when you go back out to the circle is have a dragging inning.
Yes, I want my team right back in the dugout.
0-1 on Gabby Garcia. Spins that one off the plate outside. 1 ball, 1 strike the count. Garcia knocked one back to the circle in the first inning on the ground. Goes up and gets it. Elevated that time. I tell you, you have to have some strong hands to handle that pitch like that.
And quick hands to the ball. You cannot be slow to a ball that's up in the zone. Gets on top of it. Pretty swing.
That was beautiful. It's so difficult to get that top hand to roll over chest high. On a firm pitch, that is just, all you hitters know it, either diamond sport. It's really difficult to do. Most times you're underneath that pitch, correct?
If your hands are slow, absolutely. It's all about anticipation and then just bat speed, flat out bat speed.
Macklemore Morenas has one of the 2 hits. Garcia just picked the other one up. She singled and scored back in the second inning. Kai Minor waits on deck. 2 outs on the board. Two and 1 the count. Nelly last year hitting .339 in her debut after redshirting year 1 in 24. Got her. Right below the kneecap, claps, hollers to her dugout. Let's go, she says. Conrad out to discuss the situation. Patty Gasso has pulled her hitters together.
This series, Oklahoma has been so good with 2 outs. See Coach Gasso talking to her squad, and it's fun because you have a freshman here, Kai Minor. Triple threat, has the ability to show some short game if she needs to. It's that cat and mouse. You're going to read what the defense is giving you. You have to respect her short game, so Jenna Sniffen, the third baseman, has to play in a little bit. Outfield still pretty deep.
Lifts it down the line, ranging back there to put it away. The dangerous freshman Kai Minor is the 3rd out of the inning. Couple of runners stranded. Arizona leads it by 3 on this Super Sunday.
Truly electric moment at Hillenbrand for that senior.
6 home runs in 2024. She homered once last year and now has homered already once this year. She takes up and away. A career slugging percentage right around 400. Feels like she can top that this year. I mean, early results obviously will skew your thoughts, but feels like a year in which she just knows a little more. She's evolved as a hitter. She's going to win games for this team. I mean, with the Grand Slam, she won a game. She's going to win them with her glove. Two and 1. Her freshman year, Beal found her way into 40 starts. Hit .295. Strong showing for a freshman. She drops that one foul. The one thing she's going to do, as we said, is really use that glove. But in the box, she's really going to use that bat. She doesn't walk a lot.
Has the ability to slap, drag, swing away. Batting in the 5-hole the last couple of games.
How you liking me now? A little flex there.
No, there is something to be said about seniors. They just, I don't know, it's easier. Things are lighter, especially in the box. Making sure we've all got the right count. Count is full.
Right down the middle, blew it by her. Beal goes down on strikes.
So interesting. You could hear the Arizona dugout yelling, sit on this off-speed pitch, but I can tell you that as a pitcher, you still have to hit it, right? I'm going to throw my best stuff, even if you've got it picked. You've still got to sit on it, and that is just an absolute filthy off-speed pitch from Audrey. And there's not a better feeling, I'll say that, as a pitcher, when you can feel someone maybe has the beat on your grip or whatever it is, and you still execute with the strikeout. You can kind of turn a little bit and be like, all right, yeah, you guys can call it, but you still have to hit it.
4-1 the score. Nisa Wild put quality at bat up. Led off what turned out to be a massive inning with a walk last inning. Daly ran for her. One and one the count to the Tucson native, the powerhouse South Point Catholic program. Southern Arizona freshman of the year in high school back in 21, decorated throughout her time. Wow, we'll see more playing time this year. We'll be in this role quite a bit. 12 pinch hits last year. Had an on base of 409. 2-2.
I think there's a lot of players that will be in that rotation for that DH role for Caitlin Lowe.
Just enough to top it past the circle. On top of that softball, Agbayani vacuums it up. Well, for now, and it's only been an inning, but for now, the pitchers have grabbed control of this game a little bit. The hitters were kind of having their way with quality at bats and grinding. Maybe it's the urgency that's had some more aggressive approaches. Is that strike one? Kiki Escobar stays in the game. Palataina, she had run for her, and then she stayed out there. Kiki, a good first baseman, stays put. Well, she's a Swiss Army knife, huh?
Can do anything but pitch or catch. I'm sure she could catch if you needed her to her. She's like that good of a utility, but she can play any position on the field.
Hold the string back on that one. Good pitch. Telling herself, stay back, stay back, stay back.
I would go right back to it.
The 1-2. She did. That literally looks like, as it leaves her fingertips, there's a magnetic field pulling it back. That's how good of a pitch that is.
That was a 2-for-1. Got both Kendall Wells and our home plate umpire. Oh, no, didn't get Bartling, just got Kendall. Taking a moment, yeah.
Yeah, she's got the electronics. It's all of a sudden my electronics are connected. She was telling him earlier, I'm not hearing you. She was pointing at that helmet. Let's get that back in the ear.
Yep.
Modern softball love the communication devices. Oh, wait, I don't. I'm sorry. I didn't. The 1-2.
You're more old school?
Well, you're an old soul, a young person, but an old soul. Where do you stand with all of it? You like it?
First of all, thank you so much. What a compliment.
You always have been.
I mean, if it helps speed the game up, I'm in favor of that.
Little topper. Speaking of speed, you've got to hurry, and that is a heck of a play. Charging Gabby Garcia. Me and that old soul will be back in a moment. A lot of work under the lights. And Caitlin Lowe was incredibly proud of her team in the final practices before things got started, because they'd be 3- and 4-hour practices, and she'd talk about the fact that the final hour was the best hour. The energy, the focus, they're ready. Little things like that, when you notice your team and their focus, still jobs up for grab at that point, and there still are, but she was really excited. Look, coming back from break, every team's different after the holiday break. She was very proud of her team, how they returned.
Yeah, and we're talking about Taylor Beal being one of those seniors, Sydney Stewart. I know she's not a senior, but also Reagan Shockey is that type of leader for Arizona, because this is a team that's very new. 12 newcomers. And a team that was, a ranked team a season ago, top 16 seed, hosted regionals for the first time in the Caitlin Lowe era, and you only returned 4 starters, so there's a lot of newness going into this season that you have to, lean on those senior leaders to say, how are you going to set the tone for this program and for this season? What do you want this team to be? Of course, replacing Big 12 Player of the Year, Devin Netz, Miranda Stoddard, with that 1-2 punch that was so good in the circle, and also with their bats at the plate.
Beautiful 3-1 pitch. You know what? They were just, I'm going to use a simple way to describe it. They were just grown-ups, too.
Yeah.
Just grown-ups.
Both fifth-year seniors who it just, the game seemed slow to them. You love to see that in a senior.
Heck of a 3-2 pitch. I mean, it just felt like as Stoddard would throw ground ball after ground ball, she would never, ever, much like we're seeing a little bit with Adams, that bend but don't break approach. And then there was just such a starting NFL quarterback feel to Netz. I'll do whatever you want, whenever you want, fearlessly. Well, she's put some pitches on her. In the pitch before, elevated to follow. Trying to dig out of a 3-1 hole. It's been a fun battle to watch, too, because Parker's eyes on that pitcher. Every time there's one right at her kneecap, she does not take her eyes off that battle. This is going to be a special player, just a freshman in the circle with the bat in her hands. A player that they kept in Oklahoma, the Gatorade Player of the Year in 24. Stands 5'11" in that box. Good at bat.
She's an impressive athlete. We saw her attempt to steal a base yesterday, hit a couple of home runs, of course, pitched well on Friday. Just a lot of fun things that, week 1 of her freshman year, she's got a lot of fun ball in front of her.
Now, Parker's walked twice. Agbayani walked back in the second inning as well. That's the habit you want to get out of, and I know we've talked about how Adams can be a Houdini and a magician. But against this team, don't want to lean on that gift.
And that's what Oklahoma did to Arizona, gave them opportunities. And so it's one thing to be given those opportunities. It's another offensively, you have to take them. You have to take those free passes and manufacture.
Adams painting. Backdoor curveball just nibbled the outside corner. Goes back there, gets the call. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. She had to swing at that one. That number 50 that she wears, that's the number Dad wore, Benny, in the major leagues. He wore it as a Met, he wore it as a Rocky, he wore it as a Boston Red Sox as well. family number 50, of course, for the 50th state, Hawaii, as she lines out to left field. Addison Duke. Well, there are programs we talk about around the nation that impact softball. One of them, the Bat Busters program, and for more than a generation, it's been sending great players onto fields like this.
Between the two teams, Reagan Shockey for Arizona, Abby Dayton for Oklahoma, there are 9 players between these two teams that played together, played in club ball. Talk about Reagan Shockey, Abby Dayton, Ella Parker, Ilana Agbayani, Gabby Garcia, Kai Miner, stay with me, I'm still going, Telle Jennings, Janae Berry, and Jenna Sniffen, all playing on the same club team. And I talked to Reagan about kind of a homecoming, if you will, because these players are so close. And I know that Reagan's so close with Ella Parker and Ilana Agbayani. I think Reagan and Ilana actually lived together during the COVID when they were training and not going to school, staying at home a little bit. So just really cool for not only the players to be on the same field at the same time, but I think that's really cool for the families in the stands. You know that everyone is so intertwined and so close, and you want to support each other. Of course, you're competing on the field, but you just go back.
Pulled to the right side, it slipped right on by Kiki Escobar. Aggressively heading to third, head first slide. Runners on first and third with 1 out. Parker, really good athlete, as we said, for 5'11", can run.
How about this go from the freshman? First to third, that ball is hit hard. That's big time.
Mike Stiff, the head coach, the leader of that Bat Busters program currently, and a really respected name. I love getting lost. You know me, I can get lost in travel softball and talk about the different fun programs and how it's grown and had that strong, California-only feel for titles for a long time. Those days are gone. There are great programs nationwide now.
Yeah, our sport has grown so much. There's talent everywhere, and looks like Arizona is making a pitching change.
So the call is made to the pen. Janae Berry gets the call. Gutsy outing again today for Jalen Adams. So important for this team, but some big outs still to get. 4-1. Janae Berry gets the call, the sophomore. Number 11 on that jersey. Knocked around a little bit to open the season. But again, everybody last night got knocked around. That was not to be debated. She is handed a 4-1 lead. She's gonna go to work now. I don't think we're gonna be done seeing Jalen Adams. She was really good.
Yeah, it could be a matchup thing with Janae Berry's a very screwball heavy pitcher, and Oklahoma right now the top of their lineup, but Jalen Adams just continues this weekend to show us her grit. No strikeouts, but getting it done and keeping Oklahoma in check here through almost 4.
Yeah, I think third time through the order, you're exactly right. I think this is a matchup, and you roll the dice a little bit if you're Arizona and see if you can shake up the preparation of this team, despite the fact that they've seen you pretty well early on, though.
Yep.
So we'll see how this works.
There's got to be a lot of trust in this move.
Cassidy Pickering, here comes the danger, top of the order. Runners on first and third. Pickering pulls it on the ground, ranging Trice. Zips it on over, the run does score. 4-2, big second out of the inning. Boy, Pickering didn't wait around to see any pitches. He was ready to roll. You can give Cassidy an RBI there. Here's Ella Parker. You're talking about spinning it the other way. That's what happens there as that floats in. 0-1 the count.
Well, Berry, really the only arm for Arizona that's going to give you a consistent changeup.
The 0-1. 1 ball, 1 strike the count. on the damaged slugger. It was a great moment after the game. Parker addressed it in the post-game interview. As the 1-1 comes home. When intertwined, Sooner, Cat, Sooner, Cat, Sooner, they stood around the circle and gathered for a word of prayer and to honor one another. It was a neat moment after the game last night. Parker talked about doing that with every team they play at the end of the game. Changed up on her, what a pitch, 2-2.
You can tell the game plan against the powerful bat of Ella Parker is to slow her down. And so you go to the arm who has the off-speed pitch in her arsenal and can throw that pitch time and time again with confidence. I would not be surprised if we see another change right here.
Janae deals to 2-2. It is. Sid keeps it right there in front of her. 3-2 the count. Runner on second. 2 outs in the inning.
Infield is way shifted over.
Slip through her fingertips, skips it in there. That's a walk.
Now batting the pitcher, number 1, Kendall Wells.
And now the freshman catcher, Kendall Wells, who has made a couple of outs in the air. And matchup over. And we talked about it. We may see this again. Barry gives it back to Adams now. She'll just go back to work here. Strategery everywhere.
I think, you know, 2 things. Pickering and Parker, maybe the hitters with the biggest power. And so talking about that off-speed opportunity, and also Janae Berry has that screwball run, so both left-handed hitters.
Kendall, 1 hop, tag, inning over. Sniffin, popped the tag down quite quickly on top of Abby Dayton. Nice little strategy there for the Cats. Given. But then you just look at the history of it all. UCLA and their place atop that Mount Rushmore programs, but there was only 2 other programs on that Mount Rushmore, and they're playing here today.
That's pretty special. We're talking about Coach Candrea being in the building for the Candrea Classic and throwing out the first pitch, being around Patty Gasso. They were chatting it up a little bit. Just 2 of the GOATs of our sport, 2 of the, you know, most historic programs of our sport. And the fact that we've been treated to not just one matchup in a tournament, but a full series. This feels just like a heavy hitter, late April, early May, SEC, Big 12 showdown.
I need more of this. I love the early season tournaments, and we're calling it a tournament. I'm putting big quotes around it, but this is a 3-game series. Coach Candrea, his name is tied to this. Sure, understandably so. And I love the big tournaments around the country, whether it be in India, whether it be down in Florida. You know, they pull these teams together. It's wonderful, but let's do more of this. Let's get more of the juggernauts doing 3-game series outside of conference early on.
And there's so much that both of these coaching staffs are going to be pulling from this weekend.
Sniffin hits it hard on the ground. Agbayani, the fellow state 50 athlete, turns it into an out. A couple of number 50s out there honoring Hawaii. Addison Duke. Duke walked and scored. So good for the sport, too. So good for your RPI. It's a win, 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 win. Oklahoma not only takes on ASU for 1 and then Arizona for 3, taking on respected teams away from home. In a lot of cases, they're going to out RPI their opponent. But if you go out on the road, you're going to help yourself. And obviously, for Caitlin, this is great. 0-2 the count. Addison slaps that one. She has played some third today, hasn't she? McEnroe Morenas has made, what, 3 or 4 really good plays. They're defending her tight as they should for players like Duke, but you got to make the plays.
Just such quick reactions. Is fearless playing in. And is so good to her left and to her right. It's a former shortstop who is now converted to a third baseman. It's a fun left side of the infield for Oklahoma. Also, of course, the left side of the infield for Arizona, just both so dynamic.
What? Don't even talk to me about Arizona's left side of the infield.
You're like Taylor Beal mentioned.
You know how I feel about both players over there. Sniffen and Beal, outstanding. And matching them play for play, Oklahoma. That's fun. That's fun to watch. The pitcher in me loves that. There's nothing better than great defense. As that one's outside, 1-1 the count.
Looks like Reagan Shockey was looking to swing away last couple of pitches. Something that she's been continuing to work on as her game evolves, now a junior.
And Dayton's crawling in and left a little bit more because of that. She chops that one onto the ground. You've got to hurry and be accurate. So that's 7 in a row sat down. Oklahoma trying to create some momentum. Drive Media had her at number 10 inside the Elite 100 nationwide. Talented athlete. She's a Texan, and we await the appearance and debut of Riley Holder. What do you know?
Yeah, we heard last night from Caitlin Lowe that she's been day-to-day going into this week. So we were thinking we would definitely see her, but just because of what you just said, how talented she was, one of the top recruits, and it is a smaller pitching staff for Arizona. We've seen a lot of Jalen Adams. We saw Sarah Wright and Janae Berry, and we have not seen Riley Holder.
High fly ball left center field toward the wall, gone. Gabby Garcia with an opposite field blast just creeped over the left center field barrier. And it's a 1-run game, and it is on here. What a game between these two.
A pitch that's up, that's out. And remember in Garcia's last at-bat, it was that single to right field. She got on top of the rise ball, and so gets another rise, but it's on the other side of the plate and just goes up and lifts it. And the emotion for the Arizona kid.
Yeah, that's a great, great point and an amazing feeling as well. McEnroe Morenas, who's played a dynamic third, has also helped with the bat. She singled and scored, also hit by a pitch. 0-1 the count. We talked about how decorated and successful at Basha High School up in the Phoenix area Garcia was before arriving on campus last year and playing All-American softball. Lifted, looper, left field, lands safely. A little bit of strength there for Nelly. Good pitch.
I feel like we've seen a couple of hits like that from Nelly this week, where it's just kind of fisted out there, relying on the power. You have to tip your hat, like not a bad spot, but just a way to find your barrel there and find some green.
Kai pops the bunt up, foul. Popped up to the catcher, or I should say put out, trying to bunt her way on. That's why I gave the put out to the catcher. Bat with interference, leaving the box. She was ruled out and then flied to left field. One ball, one strike the count. Marshall and Tamika, Miner's mom and dad, has two siblings. Marshall the third and Zoe, Southern California star. Played for that OC Batbusters Coach Stiff team, as you were talking about earlier. And then in the classroom was at Orange Lutheran High School, where she had a career .560 on base percentage.
Yeah, Coach Gasso says she's got a little bit of Coleman in her, Jada Coleman. And that is a good thing. It's a great thing. If you're an Oklahoma fan, like, yes, we'll take another one of those. Center fielder that has power. Very athletic.
Yeah, does a lot of things well. Tops that one out towards second with the flip. That's all they'll get. She can fly up the bag. And even then, Trice had to field it cleanly and flip quickly.
Yeah, not an easy play at all. You have Nelly McEnroe Morenas running right in front of you. You have to be so sure on that flip. The defense in this series has been phenomenal, both sides.
That's what you want, right? I mean, obviously they prepare to, they have the kind of athletes, but that's the last thing you want is for defense to determine a series in a negative manner. That's what you expect.
Well, when you see defense that's so sharp on opening weekend, that just tells you what practice has been like, because sometimes defense takes a minute to kind of find the rhythm, and especially if you're a school that's in cold weather, you're practicing inside, you don't get that field time that maybe a team like Arizona does. So defense as a whole in our sport, I always say, gets better, obviously, as the season goes on. So I'm loving the plays that we're seeing right away here, week one.
Alyssa Parker. When you're starting to put the heat on as a team, you feel like you see the same players every inning. And that's what's going on now. You can just feel the pressure. And we were just talking about Parker 1 minute ago, it felt like. And here she is again. Now, she did bat last inning. That's why it feels that way. Beautiful pitch. Backdoor curveball over the inside corner, 1-2 the count. Just got a piece of that one.
Last two at bats, Alyssa Parker has walked. So now ahead here, Jalen Adams is 1-2, trying to just stay right there in that count. Don't let this count get away from her.
We've talked about it, but Adams is not a strikeout pitcher. She'd love one right now. 1-2. Just checked her swing, fouled that off at home plate.
Yeah, and Adams is not afraid to throw the same pitch over and over again. So she goes back to that backdoor curve.
1-2. She did, hands pulled in, and it's lifted foul. Adams played all the sports in high school. She was a basketball star. She ran track, was on the swim team as well at Fort Dodge High School in Iowa. 1-2 skied over the head of Beal. A couple of steps away from the bag, makes the play for out number 2. We may see a change. Agbayani due up. Patty Gasso on. Get that lineup card out, get the change.
looks like freshman Lexi McDaniel.
And Lexi got to play quite a bit last night.
Oh, did she?
Yeah.
She sent one into the night.
I mean, it was deep. I can't tell. There's a BMW out there right now, a white BMW about where it landed.
Yep.
First collegiate home run as she takes outside. Big, big chance for her here. Outside. No better way to break in than to have your first college hit be a blast. Stayed out, played some first base. She rips that one foul. That's where this ball goes.
And to me, it was just cinema because it was the sunset. It was deep into the night. It was her first career home run as a freshman. Like, it was just movie stuff.
That time she sawed her off right in on her hands. No one can get there. It turns out it went past the white BMW when I watched the replay. Fun player. A lot of freshmen. That was for Oklahoma fans a gift last night to not only have a blowout and to shove right back to Arizona, but to see all the young players play. Not only play, but impact, and it made the veterans thrilled. It made the Ella Parker, she talked about how proud she was of her freshman teammates.
I mean, this was the #1 freshman class. This Oklahoma Sooner freshman class, #1 ranked for a reason. We've seen a lot of them, 3 of them getting the start in the lineup.
2-2, good take. A freshman out of St. Joseph, Missouri, not interested that time.
Jalen Adams, she hasn't gone outside a lot. I like the look.
The 3-2. Bounced right back to the circle. Inning over. Adams went back out there, had her give herself up. The power then was gone. What an incredible game. 4-3, Arizona on top.
Price scoring all the way from first base. A little bit of a stumble. She comes up. Am I going back to third? Am I going home? Everyone's yelling. There's a bobble out in right field.
Price, sinking line drive. Trying to slap that one through the hole. Can't do it. Agbayani's been uber involved the last couple of innings. That's a put out, but she's also got 3 assists in the last 2 innings as well.
Now having the catcher, number 21, Sydney Stewart.
And oh, by the way, Audrey Lowry's just locked in. I mean, just rolling through Arizona right now.
Yeah, she came in the second inning. Bases were loaded, needed to find some outs. There had been 4 consecutive free passes in front of her before she was called upon, and got 2 quick outs facing Reagan Shockey and Serenity Trice. Then, of course, the bases were still loaded, and Sydney Stewart just kind of poked that thing out into the right field corner. But since then, yeah, ace stuff.
Conversation, 2-1 the count. Wells is just reminding her all the things we just said. You've been really, really good. They're not interested right now in being able to figure you out. They just can't. Although the Cats now would love to do just that. 2-2 the count.
"20 home runs a season ago for Sydney. All-American nod.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Good take. Stewart, the daughter of Sarah and Colin, got a chance in January to meet at a happenstance convention. Her dad, Colin, enjoyed a great conversation. The 3-2 outside. Good at bat. We were at what? 1, 2, 3, 6, 8 in a row, sat down. That's what the All-American does, the veteran. Doesn't expand her strike zone.
Well, and it's so true, and it's also the respect. You know, you come into a season and you're the one All-American in the lineup, right? You're going to be circled, and so you just have to know that you're going to be pitched different this year than you were a season ago when you were kind of an unknown and haven't really done anything statistic-wise. Well, now you've hit 20 home runs and you have a little bit more respect. So we're seeing Sydney Stewart get at least a walk a game right now.
Yeah, she walked, what, 3 times
Yep.
Friday night?
Yep.
Here come the Sooners storming into town, and they walk you 3 times. That is respect.
Well, and it's also make somebody else beat you. Make somebody else prove that they can beat you.
Pretty pitch, grabs the inside corner. The race to 0-2 is won that time. Jenkins has to dig out of it. Taylor waits on deck. 4-3, 1-run game. That one hugged the line and then took a right turn at the last moment. Oklahoma will travel, head up to Phoenix, head back home before heading back out on the road to New Mexico next weekend. Cats stay home. They got Drake in Coastal Carolina and Utah Valley. Creighton coming to town.
That sounds like a tournament. We're kind of joking about this being the Candria Classic, but it's been a series.
Changed up on her, what a pitch.
I'm just so obsessed with this pitch. Oh, it's so pretty. It looks just like a curveball. And it just floats in the middle of the air, almost has a freeze frame type of a pitch where it just stops.
Taylor Beal. There it is. Did you see The Matrix, the movie The Matrix? Does it not look like it's a special effect, that pitch?
It does. I don't know if I've seen The Matrix. I would be lying. Maybe I have. It was a long time ago.
Nobody likes a liar, so let's start there.
I don't remember if I did. But no, it does. It looks fake. It looks like it just is like a slow motion effect because it looks just like a curveball. The spin is exactly the same. The location's the same. It comes out of her arm in the same direction. It just stops. And that is deception.
The 1-1. Good take on a pitch that dives low and inside. Folsom, California native, Taylor Beal. Agbayani a couple steps back at second. It's chopped foul, and we'll do it again.
And I really loved the location from Lowry. She's done really nice job at keeping Arizona in check with, like, just keeping it down in the zone, corner to corner, whether it's inside or outside, working her curve both directions. The location, knee height. Beat me down low, come and get it.
Wow, what an inning. Dominating performance. Oklahoma again trying to create momentum. Defense, they hope, starts the offense, trailing by a run. When you're the team that is leading in the game, you can start counting outs. We've reached that point. It's 6. 6 outs needed, and then the opportunity will be there for the Cats to pull it off. But those outs are really hard to come by.
Oh man, you're just looking at this lineup, and hopefully you can't make it bigger than it is if you're Jalen Adams, because it's 9 and then 1-2, and here it comes. So if you're Oklahoma, it's go time.
4-3 the score. Zips that one over the inside corner. Doesn't go there much. You've talked about that. Glove side to a left-handed hitter. I like when she does.
I agree. I think you have to have it. Got to show both sides of the plate, and you've got to go inside to hitters, right? She's been so comfortable with that arm side movement right there. That's her bread and butter. It's where she likes to get hitters to chase, but you've got to set hitters up. You've got to have them lean a little bit one way and then go to your best stuff on the outside corner. Just move eyes around.
Yeah, I'm a sucker for pitching inside, and I know it's difficult to do across to the other batter's box. 3-1 the count. Words of encouragement from all 4 of her defenders as they edge closer, say a few words, and then trickle back to their spot. Dayton sack fly back in the 2nd inning, singled in the 4th, has had a really good day in that 9 slot. 3-1, and the good day continues. The tying run reaches, the number 9 hole hitter walks, and it's back to the top.
So after getting that called strike inside, Adams goes away, 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 and you could see where Dayton's feet, she was up on home plate. To me as a pitcher, I'm going in. That's an open strike. Even if she does get a hold of it, it's going to be a foul ball. And that, I'm circling that walk right there. We'll see.
Well, to your point, I think the movement of the feet, which hitters rarely do, the movement of the feet tells you that she's looking in, so you're going to go to her happy place. And I agree with you. You have her engaged. She was not engaged away. 2-0 the count. Cassidy Pickering walked, flied to center, drove in a run with a ground out in the 4th inning. Two and one. Lifted sky high into foul territory, left side, 1 out.
It might have been a hit and run for Oklahoma offensively. Abby Dayton had a good jump. It was kind of a expanded zone type of a swing from Pickering.
With 5 outs to get, number 5, so dangerous, gets the call. Parker today after home run twice last night, 0 for 2 with a walk. Engaged, same spot, left field line, 2 outs. Tagging, double play! Oklahoma runs into an out, down by a run. The play was right in front of them. Curious decision. They tested Addison, and Addison passed the test. Oh, the Duke gets it done. Curious. I mean, that's the best way I know to say. I understand the aggression, but a curious decision.
Yeah, it's one thing if you're reading the left fielder and maybe Duke's turning a shoulder, dropping a step, but she's kind of having that ball be in front of her. And I know Abby Dayton has wheels, but this is a 1-run ball game, and that was that 1 run that Oklahoma was looking, especially with the top of the lineup around. You have Kendall Wells and Gabby Garcia still waiting to swing a stick. I just don't know if that's the right call, but what a play for Arizona defensively.
Speaking of good defense, Ella Parker shows some real good defense. And into foul territory. These hitters are engaged. Boy, they are getting aggressive late in this game.
No secret Sunday. You know what's coming. Choose a half of the plate. Have a swing with conviction.
Bouncing ball into center field. Kiki with a base hit. Came on to run back in the 2nd inning, stayed in and played first. That's her first hit of the game.
And that's the first hit since the 2nd inning. It has been quiet. Arizona offensively struggling against Lowry in the circle, and just lefty on lefty matchup. Sees that curveball so deep, it's what you have to do. You cannot be antsy with the curveball. If you're a left-handed hitter, you almost have to think, hit it left center field, and really pretty swing there from Kiki.
Emma Cavanaugh gets the call. She'll hit for Jenna Sniffen here. Kavanaugh 1 of 5 with a couple of walks. That's an on base of .429 to open the year. Kavanaugh shot into center field on the ground. It's a base hit. These hitters swinging like they're double parked outside the ballpark. I mean, they are not waiting for anything.
That tells me that you see some hitters going up to the plate with a plan. I'm sitting on one pitch. I am taking a hack. I'm going to be on time, and just the electric factory of a pinch hitter with the energy that Emma Kavanaugh brings off the bench, and to get the crowd, the home crowd, into it.
You're right. I mean, what the work that had been done in the circle, the dominating performance out there for inning after inning by Lowry had quieted the crowd. Last night, the crowd was completely quieted until a couple of, I don't know, nothing meaningless runs at the very end. That was more having just fun. But that's where you give this pitcher, and last night Oklahoma as a team, credit for taking a great home crowd out of it.
Now batting the right fielder, number 66,
Addison Duke made that accurate throw last inning. Silver platter assist, outfield assist for her. She slaps it out towards short. Beautiful attempt on a double play. I'm going to tell you this right now. That was a great play by Garcia. That tied her up. What hands she has. 2 outs.
Now batting the center fielder, number 25,
Reagan Shockey now.
And Audrey Lowry has done a phenomenal job against the top 2 hitters, the speedsters, and Reagan Shockey and Serenity Trice. She's had their number today.
Well, the left-on-left matchup makes it challenging.
Yep.
What helps is that you've got Dayton in left and Morenas, McEnroe-Morenas at third, because they've made great plays on the other side of the field. And she's pitched to her defense. You've talked about that. Fouled off at home plate.
So I look for, as a hitter, what kind of adjustment. This is Shockey's 4th at-bat, but her 3rd at-bat against Lowry. Everything that she's hit has just been kind of weak contact in the infield. Typically looks for that high bounce.
Popped up, left. Speaking of Dayton, there she is. 3 outs to get for the Arizona Wildcats. It's time to bite your fingernails all the way down. Taking 2 of 3 from the Oklahoma Sooners. Those 3 outs are going to be very difficult to secure. Jalen Adams has bent and bent and bent, but not broken today. The Iowa transfer goes back to work. 1-0 the count. It's Kendall Wells, Gabby Garcia, who has homered, and Ellie McEnroe-Morenas, who has been on base 3 times.
Here we go.
One ball, 1 strike the count.
Just Jalen Adams, over 110 pitches thrown today. Think about her gutsy outing on Friday to get that win.
The 1-1 skips it in there. It's an outing in which she's walked 5, and she's given up 5 hits. That's 10 base runners in 5 2/3. Remember, Janae Berry came on for just a couple of batters before Adams re-entered in what turned out to be a pretty key moment in the game. Lifted, left field, well struck to the wall. We're tied. Kendall Wells ties this game up at 4. Pure strength. The freshman enjoys the tour around the bases. A stunning moment here in the 7th.
This is the 2nd home run from this true freshman that we've seen this week, this opening week. The first one was at Arizona State, late game heroics. It was Kendall Wells. The true freshman has been in the top 3 in every starting lineup this weekend that Coach Gasso has put together for this reason. knowing her power, knowing her potential. Wow.
The crowd starts to duel, and it's fun. We're all the way back. We're going to play 1 inning. We hope. We may play many more after this. We'll see. But it's back to even. One and one, the count on Garcia. Kendall Wells, the freshman, the Georgian. Just strong enough. Just enough flight on that ball. Two and one. Ball's going to fly a little bit more in this ballpark in the daytime. Just enough carry. I think that's a home run day or night, though. Little light breeze blowing out to left. Skied left field. That one puts Oklahoma on top. Garcia's second home run of the afternoon. What a stunning 7th for the Sooners.
Back-to-back at-bats with home runs for Gabby Garcia, the Arizona kid. Grew up in Phoenix. Got a lot of family and friends here, and is just underneath it. You could see Jalen Adams just kind of knew it. It was a little bit too center cut, and Gabby Garcia has a huge swing. She hunts pitches up in the zone. And she's looked very comfortable in her last 3 at-bats.
Right back over the outside corner. Going back to grinding is Adams. 5-4, Sooners lead it. Oh, 0-2. What a magical 7th inning for OU. One ball, 2 strikes to count on Nelly. He said, good day, singled, scored, hit by a pitch, singled again in the 5th inning. Just really played third like just a vacuum over there. Well, here's your obvious key. You got to keep it right here. You don't want to let it slip any further. You've scored the 4, albeit quite a while ago. Down the line it goes. Getting in front of it quickly is Addison. 3 scalded softballs this inning.
And it feels like this would be a time where maybe there's a pitching change for Arizona. It just feels like
Ty Minor swings it. You know, you start thinking too, you have to be a clutch hitter as Kai drops down that bunt. It's a good one, fielded nicely by Sniffen. Little throw over to third. Is someone going to get in that rundown and help? Not needed. Not needed. Beal just chased Helton down. Got her on the back of the belt.
That's helping your pitcher out right here. Great defense first to secure that out from Jenna Sniffen, and then leading Taylor Beal, who was not in position. That is so much trust, and you practice that. It's all about leading your teammate, knowing that she's going to be there. If Serenity Trice holds that ball, then that runner is safe at third, but anticipating, almost like a quarterback kind of throwing a fade route. You're going to be there. I'm going to lead you with this throw.
Five, 4, 6 double play. There's been a couple of funky double plays in the last 2 innings on the base pads. I guess you make a throw. Ton of credit. You said it, like Serenity, just head on a swivel. You've got to be athletic, making that throw on the run. That's a great play by the second baseman, who we always talk about. Look, it's not as far of a throw. They have a different look defensively. Always overlooked. The shortstop earns that starring role usually. There's 2 great second basemen defensively in this series. Good pitch, in and off the plate to Alyssa Parker. Here we are again, saying her name. Seems like she's up there all the time. 0-0, danger. Danger with those zeros. She's another one who can shrink this ballpark fast. What a game, huh?
You felt like it was going to be this kind of game.
You said that.
Just because of the stubbornness and the grittiness that we saw from Adams on Friday, and you knew that she was going to get the ball today. And then it just felt like Oklahoma got their mojo back and then some last night.
2-2, we'll do it again.
And the fans have just been eating it up. I mean, the Arizona fans stayed through last night, which was tough. I think just because recognizing what a gift this series has been for the opening week.
Just missed. Stewart tried to steal that strike. Trice, Stewart, Jenkins due up for the Arizona Wildcats. Doesn't mean it will be easy. Really, looking beyond maybe the headline, the key home runs late, is the effort of Audrey Lowry. We're not even talking about those home runs mattering if Lowry doesn't do what she did.
No doubt.
3-2. What an at-bat. Walking for the 3rd time.
Say, there she is on base again.
Goodness gracious. And so Elana Agbayani now, who did walk back in the 2nd inning, flied to left and grounded out. And that big football game later on hopes it can be this good.
That's right. Put on my Instagram story that this is my Super Bowl.
Good for you.
Anytime I'm at the ballpark, yes, this is my big game. I will be enjoying food and a concert later.
I was going to say, here in a couple hours, it's about the snacks.
And I'll still probably see if there's other softball games on in the background. I'm not going to lie. I'm sure there'll be something I can watch.
There are 9 bowls of salsa out at your home already.
They are waiting.
Lifted foul. 0-2. If you missed it yesterday, we learned about Ken's and her family that even if they're having a delicate French dinner being prepared in their home, they will have chips and salsa prior to that.
Oh, not us getting exposed.
Breakfast for dinner, waffles, eggs, chips and salsa before.
No, actually, though.
0-2 the count. Spoils a pitch. We'll do it one more time. Middle Eastern food, chips and salsa before.
barbecue, Italian.
That was my favorite comp last night. Agbayani, a pest. Really making her work out there in the circle. Down the line, that one goes. Foul ball, took a shot at extra bases.
I think Addison Duke has figured out that if she's going to be slotted in that left field spot and Jalen Adams is pitching, she's going to get a lot of balls. They're coming your way.
.131 pitches. Coming out to that glove side. A rare occurrence, but tried to get her to bite a drop ball down and in.
Yeah, if anything, a waste pitch. Move the eyes around a little bit, make her think.
The 1-2. Continuing on. Oklahoma today, 1 for 6 with 2 outs, just a single hit. Arizona, a couple of 2-out hits. Both these teams have been pretty clutch with runners on, both hitting right around 350 in this game. Changed up on her. That's strike 3. Isn't that interesting? We'll see if it creates any momentum at all. Jalen Adams has been out there all day long. That's her first strikeout. Anyone else for most valuable player in this game, but the athlete in the circle. We're not talking about a game this late and an Oklahoma lead without the work of Audrey Lowry as she goes back to work against Serenity Trice and misses inside, 1-0 the count.
The one thing about Lowry is she has been so efficient, only 66 total pitches. And has been just pounding strikes, getting ahead of counts.
High bouncing ball, tying run is on. Serenity Trice implores her dugout to be louder.
Well, the good thing for Arizona is the last inning, even though they did not score, they had some really good at-bats. We've been talking about the QABs, and Kiki Escobar, Emma Kavanaugh had back-to-back very sharply hit singles, and so that kind of feeds a little momentum too, even though maybe it's not you personally doing it. You see your teammates have that good contact, you're like, you know what, I can step it up too. It's that time.
Stewart takes outside, 1-0 the count. You know your impact if you're Sydney. You know the damage you can do. But if you don't expand your zone, you can reach as a winning run on a walk as well. To the backstop it goes. The tying run moves to second. Dare I say, almost too careful at this point. Really, really respecting Stewart.
Yeah, well, this is the hitter that I'm not going to want beat me, and you could see that ball gets away from Wells, who has her right knee down, so she's trying to extend and get to that pitch that's to her right, but her knee is down. She can't get there, and that allows the speedy Serenity Trice easily now in scoring position.
The head coach who played with such determination and speed looks on. As one of her speediest athletes is out there at second base. Two 2-0 the count on Stewart. Right down the middle, 2-1.
Ooh. That's tough, though, as a hitter, if your first 2 pitches are so far out of the zone. Kind of catches you off guard a little bit.
3-1 the count. 3-1 is the count. And they're all comparing counts. Everyone knows it's 3-1. I think we all just wanted to feel good about one another. Everyone affirms everyone. Here we go. Left field, hangs up, right into the glove of Abby Dayton. You get a mistake damage hitter to do that on 3-1. That's a big win.
A huge out for Lowry in a hitter's count. Goes right at Stewart, who's a little bit out in front. Maybe a little bit over anxious. Just what a huge first out.
Jenkins, hot shot. They'll get the lead runner with a tag. No, they'll miss her. Snuck the hand under on that tag. Throw maybe a little bit off the mark. That was the key. Speed puts pressure on, though.
And we're going to have a challenge on this from Oklahoma right away. No reason not to. You've got to have it. Ooh. Did that glove get in there? The throw was a little bit off, so Nellie Mack is having to do kind of a pirouette 360 with the tag.
They're going to call her out. You could see her get that batting glove there. You could see the fingers go back as she had to go save a throw that was off the mark. Unfortunately for the Cats, this won't take long.
Well, and what a headsy play from Gabby Garcia.
She's had a day. Here we go.
So it's that right hand. Here comes the glove right there. That's an out. Oh, this is the better look. This is what we'll see. So there's space there, but the hand is not on the base. This is amazing. I'm so obsessed with this. Right. And the crowd is watching it as well, but does it get the finger? I think it does. It's like in volleyball where they're looking for a tip. That's a tip. Yeah, I think it gets the finger. That's an out. And
they're sharing that look with the crowd. I love this.
Me too.
I love that DV sport being shown to the crowd. It's great. Makes great theater.
And also the players get to watch it as well. What a play. What a tag, too. The throw was not great. It was the right call.
Great.
Making it happen. After further review, the call on the field has been changed.
Out is the call. 2 outs in the inning. Runner at first. We talked about McEnroe Morenas and the job she has done all day long over there at third. Like Bartley, still hearing about it. I think they got this one right, though.
They did. It was tough because everyone was watching it on the video board, but the video board was way too far away. What we were looking at was a finger, like a fingertip. Great throw with that runner, and then the 360 move. Yeah, you could see the hands go back, the fingers go back.
Beal, high bouncing ball in between hop, and the Oklahoma Sooners stun the Arizona Wildcats. They win this series after dropping the opener. And I'll say this simply, both of these teams gave us a heck of a weekend.
What a series. Just so many good pieces from both sides, and this is such a gritty win for Oklahoma. Storming back, down, kind of chipping away, and then of course, leaning on their home run power. That was the difference late. The Gabby Garcia home run in the 5th, and then the back-to-back solo shots in the 7th.
We were treated to wonderful softball, great leaders of the sport, great athletes, strong women all weekend long. Great support. Oklahoma traveled well. We know how this fan base supports in Hillenbrand. And all you that are out there leading programs, I know you're watching because this is worth watching. Do more of this. Do more of this.